So here we go, a completely unscripted Hitman 2 review. Later, I will be uploading a video of the Undying Elusive Target, just gameplay, probably no commentary, maybe just a little bit from the very beginning, but for the most part, just gameplay. In this video, I'm just going to be kind of going over, my thoughts and opinions, and basically a review of, the game Hitman 2. I'm going to start off by talking about the visuals, the things that you see right off, like, right when you enter the game and you play one of the first missions and then go on to, like, one of the bigger missions. Because the very first mission in Hitman 2 is kind of like a low-key, kind of like, almost like a tutorial type of mission, but it is an official mission, and it's pretty cool. It has a lot of fun, neat, interesting challenges. They're very easy to do for the most part. They're very easy to figure out. Basically, everything is kind of there for you. It's called Hawks Bay. It's really cool. 47, has like a very special kind of almost like a ninja, kind of almost like a commando suit on or something, like kind of like he's like a special operator almost in a way. Like, that's the first impression I get. I'm like, what is this? It's so a little weird. He's not wearing your typical suit or whatever, which is cool. He comes off the boat. He does some investigating, and it's kind of like to get you into the the next part of this entire story from the game Hitman to now Hitman 2 with the progression of this story that they started in Hitman. So I'm taking a sip of my beverage here real quick. Really definitely need some coffee in the very near future within the next half an hour. So basically, it's a sweet mission. It's one of my favorites. I've pretty much done it on casual, professional, and master. I've completed the assassination of one target, not three. Usually it's each map is about 2 or 3 targets that you have to assassinate, which is good and very challenging at the same time. So visually, the game is stunning, especially when you get into like a map like Miami. You see the stunning amount of NPCs, and everything feels very alive. Now, the one thing that you can do is you can go back to the original Hitman maps and kind of play them with how they changed and altered the graphics and the visuals from the original Hitman to now in Hitman 2. So it's the same maps, just they kind of made it a little bit visually different. So I noticed that they changed the color schemes. They toned down the colors very significantly. So the colors are not as vibrant. When it comes to the lighting, I feel like the lighting has, together with the color scheme and the the dumbing down of the colors, I feel like the lighting works really well with that color scheme, I guess, in the game now. So if you were to compare something like a very vibrant map like Sapienza that is very bright colors, the colors have been kind of dumbed down a little bit and or toned down a little bit, and with the lighting, it makes the game seem a little bit darker and grittier. I think they did it for the form of immersion, so you're immersed within the game a little bit more based on the story, which is a little bit of a darker kind of, sinister, dark kind of story, which, Hitman has always been, good when it comes to storytelling, and a lot of mystery and all that good stuff. That's why I'm a big fan of the series. I'm like legitimately a fanboy. But now moving on to something like the sound in general. I mean, the sound quality in this game is spectacular and is very impressive. Not just the way the guns sound, but your movements and conversations and how everything kind of works together to be more so realistic on sound. So when you fire a gun outside in comparison to firing it in an enclosed space, you'll hear differences, which I really do like that improvement. I really do feel like that is a great new immersive addition into Hitman 2. Obviously, I'm probably going to miss a few things here within this review because I haven't, sat there for hours and hours and hours playing this game. I just kind of played through some of the missions and kind of jumped here and jumped around, some of the older maps and some of the newer maps. I haven't even completed all the maps for Hitman 2 yet. I'm getting to that point. In the background, you'll see Miami gameplay, because that's kind of like, it's a fun map because it's, you see the amount of NPCs and you see all this. It was a good map to do a review on this game. And overall, I mean, everything just literally everything about this game is good. The only real con that I have, or negative thing that I have to say about this game, honestly speaking, is the fact that when you get into more difficult, you have casual, professional, and master. When you do professional, it becomes much more tedious, much more difficult. There's cameras. There's a lot of focus on little minuscule things that could screw you over and have you basically fail or get overwhelmed by the AI or the enemies or NPCs or whatever. On Master, it becomes so difficult, it almost like you want to rip your hair out, but it's a good game that when it comes to the aspect of challenging yourself, so I do respect that. The thing I don't like is sometimes when the AI, when you want to, after like you complete enough challenges and you get all the mastery for that map, you just kind of want to go in there and kind of experiment. Sometimes you just want to, rage out and just, have crazy firefights with the AI or the NPCs or whatnot. And I feel like they overwhelm you with concussion and flash grenades to a point where it gets kind of irritating. Visually, it's kind of like, what is going on here? And then it's like there's nothing you can do really. And it doesn't matter like what direction you're facing, it's still gonna do enough distraction to you for them to close in on you. And then you got 6 guys from different angles shooting at you with assault rifles, SMGs, and shotguns, and you don't know who to shoot first at. And then you try to fall back, and then you get shot in your back and you fail the mission or you die, and it gets a little frustrating. So in that sense, concussion and flash grenades in Hitman, I don't believe is a good idea. I think it kind of defeats the purpose of what the game is, which is a stealth game. That's the only thing I don't like. The other thing that I do not like is the fact that we had cinematic cutscenes in the original Hitman now, or in this previous Hitman. Now in Hitman 2, there's a cinematic thing, but it's not exactly like, it's not a cutscene. It's kind of like pictures that have some kind of motion within them. And then there's obviously characters interacting and talking, and there's some narration, and you get the story. But I could deal with that as long as there was a little bit more to that story for me to experience. I really wish there was a little bit more emphasis on the story. I know that some people in the Hitman community, they just want to play the game. They don't care about the story. For me, I like the aspect of the Hitman game being story driven. I like a good story in any game that I play. And I feel like this has a good story, but it's very short, and I feel like I want more. It really did a good job in reeling me in and grabbing me. The story in Hitman 2, but I feel it's just too short, and that's the one other thing that I found very disappointing. Overall, the game plays very well, very smooth. There's a couple little minor hiccups and glitches, like sometimes like in Hawks Bay when I was gonna basically do a challenge to assassinate the target by shooting through the skylight or whatever. It's basically like a window, and you shoot through the window as the target falls asleep or after the target falls asleep. And there was 2 characters basically in a bed, and they both fell asleep. One of the bodies levitated. I mean, it's a glitch. It happens. You can't prevent everything. There's no such thing as 100% perfection. To me, I thought it was kind of humorous and funny. I'm like, hey, look, it's a levitating asshole. I thought it was kind of funny. Because the character that levitated, he's kind of a, I don't know, when you pay attention to conversation and you kind of explore these characters that ultimately you either kill or assassinate or whatever, you kind of learn what kind of people they are, and that particular character seemed kind of like a selfish asshole. So it was kind of funny that there was an asshole levitating, and I shot him too, just because fuck it, why not? So overall, the game's great. If I was to say, to those people that actually technically I should have done this in the beginning of the video and cut to the chase and said, yeah, to the people that want to, buy this game or are considering buying this game, should you buy this game? Coming from me as a person that's playing the game and reviewing it, yes, you should buy the game, but it also depends on what you're looking for in a game. So if you're looking for stealth, challenges, and puzzles, in that sense, that's the best way that I can describe it, then, this is the right game for you. But if you're the type of person that's looking for, lots of action, adventure, and shooting or whatever, you can do that in Hitman 2, but it's it can get very tedious and overwhelming. The AI is very punishing on higher difficulties. So I would say no. If you're looking for a third-person Twitch shooter type of thing, no, it's not going to work. It's not the right game for you. But if you're looking for a good, enjoyable, challenging stealth game that has, puzzle aspects to it, like you have to learn patterns and figure out how your target is moving and where they're going and what they're doing, blah, 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 etc., this is the right game for you, and it's a worthy investment, and I have no regrets, spending money and buying this game. It truly is a awesome game, and I strongly recommend it to people. So that is my review. Those are my opinions. The next video that I will be uploading will predominantly be gameplay of the elusive target, the Undying, which is Sean B. Definitely look forward to that. On this channel coming up very soon. I am the Mint, and hopefully enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you want to go as far as subscribing, and definitely encourage that, and definitely hit that bell. Peace.